and the Venus flytrap will eat its victims.
I've been working way too hard for this shit. I've been working way too hard for this shit.
And suddenly the cook is on fire.
I've been working way too hard for this shit. I've been working way too hard for this shit. I've been working way too hard for this shit.
Put the chicken in the basket. Put the chicken in the basket.
Hey, everybody. Thank you for coming in. I know I was a little bit late, so sorry. Got a lot going on and I was running behind. Hello, Star. If you would like to come up, you can. Here is the link. Hello, everybody. Thank you for coming in. I know I was a little bit late, but you know. It's so nice to have options, be able to go live. Okay, so what's going on, everybody? Thank you for coming in. Anybody can come up if they want. Just have to show your face, be respectful, and all that stuff. So, for Turdsday. Good morning, CR. Thank you for being here. Yep, hog in the world. Hey, thanks for coming in. I appreciate it. Okay, sorry, there's one thing I wanted to do, and that's change the thumbnail on this live. I was running late and I didn't have time to set everything up. I was going to take a nap, but I didn't have time. I was doing some other stuff on my phone and I didn't have time. Where is my Turdsday thumbnail? Boom. There it is. It's set up. I really wasn't expecting a whole lot of people come in today because I didn't really advertise for this. So, and it's been a minute. It's been a week or so. So there we go. My thumbnail is up. Hey, oh my gosh, it's Hedgehog. Thank you for coming in, Hedgehog. Love you, girl. Okay, so, oh, it finally saved it. Let me get my other chat up here. So today I thought we could talk about inspiration, why we do the things we do. inspiring others. So if you want to come up, or if you have a really awesome story to tell, come on up. I'd love to hear it. And here is the link. I don't know if I put it out there yet. I don't know what I did. I was busy. My brain has been somewhere else. All right. I think we're good. So, yeah, my thumb, I don't know if you can see my thumb, but my thumb hurts. Oh, it hurts. Hey, Lewis, what's up? Thank you for coming in. I was raking yesterday. Actually, I had the hoe and I was pulling out dandelions and stuff, and my hands didn't hurt at first. And then before I knew it, I had a giant blister and it was already like peeled off my thumb. I don't like to wear gloves. And I don't even like to wear gloves in the wintertime. I don't like the way they feel on my hands. So. Okay, well, thank you for coming in, Hedgehog. It's the Marshmallow Man. Anyone can come up if they want, whatever you want to do. One thing I wanted to talk about also, besides inspiration today, and I got too much. Pretty soon everything's gonna be gone out of this room. I'm gonna start pitching stuff. All right. Let's see. I just have too much crap. Is this book and the Tomatoes Love Carrots? There's some things I wanted to look at for companion plants to tomatoes. Any idea, guys? Because we're gonna be planting tomatoes. I keep hearing music. It's so weird. I think my husband has the TV on very loud upstairs or something. Yes. I actually have given this book away in several giveaways because I like it that much. There is another book to this as well. There's Carrots Love Tomatoes and Roses Love Garlic. I think that's what it is. So there's several books to this, but yeah, it's really cool. And I've learned a lot, and like I have stuff highlighted in it because I was going through. I was like, oh, that's really cool. It's Lewis. Boom. Well, I think it's Lewis. What's up, Lewis? Are you there? Oh, he has bad. Oh, we're good. Hi, Lewis. Thanks for coming up. Hey, Ginger.
How's it going?
What? I don't know.
How's it going?
Oh, it's going. It's going. Going good. I need to look up tomatoes in this book, but also, I have a lot of members in this chat, so thank you so much for being here, and I really appreciate it. I gave away memberships yesterday, so if you weren't in here, I gave away like 5 memberships yesterday for my 16 subscriber giveaway thing.
Oh, thanks for that, Courtney.
You're welcome. You're welcome. I just hope you enjoy it. But yeah, so I did that yesterday. Oh, he disappeared. There he is again. Give away membership. How do you do that? Well, okay, first and foremost, people have to like sign up for it. They sign up for it, and then you can go into your, I already have my credit card or whatever linked with YouTube. You hit the little money thing, and within that, you can, it's like, it says super sticker, super chat, membership, and membership gifting. And when you hit membership gifting, it goes all the way up to 50 members. So you can 50, I would never do that. 50 members is $149. 20 memberships is $59. 10 memberships is $29.90. 5 memberships is $14.95, and 1 membership is $2.99. So then it just goes to whoever has been in the chat, and it,
You were talking about companionship planting for tomatoes.
yes,
I
yes,
found,
it was. What do you
I don't
think?
know if you smoke it or sell it or know somebody that grows it to smoke it, but I found pot and tomatoes go good together.
Are they of the same family? Or is
I don't
marijuana a
know.
nightshade?
I don't know. This was just an old fella that told me that pot and tomatoes go together because they need lots of water, or they like lots of water.
Uh-huh.
And you know how you put bone meal, Epsom salt, coffee grinds,
Yeah.
calcium with it, especially that stuff. Pot plants like it, and I just put them together last year, and I got just over about 200 pounds of tomatoes, and I had like
Nice.
good plants, like sized pot plants. Like I think 3 of them were like 7 or 8 feet. One was like about 5'7". The other one was like 5'5"
Oh,
in
wow.
height.
That's taller than me.
Yeah, so
Way taller than me.
yeah,
Wow.
yeah, pretty much trees, right? So I don't, like I said, I don't know if you guys smoke that stuff or you know somebody that, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But I found that those two work together.
Interesting.
So
Well, for one, the legalities of marijuana, obviously I don't grow it. I don't smoke it because I'm on medication that I don't want to derail my progress and my anxiety. I've already been there and I've already done that. And so I'm on a medication that works for me for my anxiety. So I don't want to derail that because I've known people that have been on medication for anxiety and they think, oh, well, I can smoke some pot, And then once they do that, it derailed all their medication and they started wigging out again. And so that will never be, I just don't, not that I don't trust it. Now I'm all for medicinal things like that, especially since my dad had cancer. Like I understand the necessary need for things like that, but it's just not for me. However, I think that it is kind of complicated to grow it. So I'm interested in how it works. But I never have done anything like that. So I mean, unless
yeah,
it's completely legal, I probably wouldn't. But it's legal in Canada where you are. So
yeah, well, hey, you got to do what's right for yourself. You got to listen to your doctor and your medication. You know what I mean? I don't
yeah,
try to play that stuff because what might work for me might not work for you, and what might work for you may not work for me.
right.
You know, I
Hey,
know
Green
that
Grant,
there's a
thank you
little
for
bit of
being yeah.
a legal thing up in down in the States there, in some places. So I'm just saying what works for me up
Yeah.
here in Canada,
Well,
right?
I think that's kind of cool to know that about the tomatoes and that. If you can get a better yield in your tomatoes because of that. Now, do bugs like marijuana or do they not like it?
I don't know. I just pretty much all natural. You know what I mean? That's what I've
Yeah.
been doing since Shed Wars, like last year, right?
Yeah.
Where I've learned since the pandemic, right? Just eggshells, banana peels,
I was just
and I'm
curious
trying to
how
still
like
learn.
marijuana works when you plant it next to something like that. If the
Yeah,
like how does that does I mean it's a good companion plant to tomatoes, makes them probably yield more.
yeah,
It probably relaxes the plant because to think about it, a lot of people use natural sprays and stuff on tomatoes. I've heard of people using aspirin on their
yeah,
tomatoes right from the get-go because it protects
yeah.
them.
I don't do any of that spray stuff.
Yeah.
Unless if it's Dawn dish soap, the blue stuff, the eco-friendly stuff.
Yeah.
Only for the white little tiny bugs or stuff like that, or calcium like milk or yogurt right away for the quick effect for the calcium on the tomatoes, right?
Yeah.
But and then my homemade bone meal, eggshells, banana peels, and coffee grinds, and Epsom salts, and manure, leaves, ashes, and composts. That's about all I do, really.
Huh.
Triple mix. I do. This will be the first year that I don't get triple mix because I got so much of it last year. But very little. You know what I mean? Like I rotor-till it. I take a spade shovel to my root beds.
Yeah.
It just depends on what you're growing and where you're growing it, right? Like I just rotor-tiller like one bed for my tomatoes and my pot plants. And I don't use stands. I don't use trellises. I won't be this year for my tomato plants. I'll just let them lean over and reroot into the ground and kind of clone them as they reroot into the ground, right?
Interesting. Yeah.
Because that's what I did with my cherry tomatoes, and they seem to have worked really well. They rerouted into the ground, and I'd take a whole sucker with a whole bunch of tomatoes on it, and I'd lose some tomatoes, right? Because they come in 6 or 8 or whatever, right?
Yeah.
And I might get 4 or 5 good tomatoes out of the bunch, the one bunch, right? On where all the tomatoes would be coming off, right?
Right.
But I'm gonna try a little differently where it roots. I'm gonna cut there on the sucker where it re-roots. You know what I mean? So there's gonna be a little more work, but I'm gonna try to make less loss. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I probably could have, just guessing, I probably could have gotten another 100 pounds of just cherry tomatoes alone.
Yeah.
If they were fully grown.
Now, since you do organic altogether, try and mark your progress as far as a bug situation for putting your marijuana with the tomatoes, and try and see if the marijuana does anything to the bug issue. Because if it does, if that's why they're a great companion plant together, that would be something that would be really good to learn. Because if it keeps the bugs off of your tomatoes, that would be amazing.
Yeah. You get mildew on your tomato plants or whatever that stuff is.
Yeah.
You got to be careful with pot too, and it comes towards the end of the fall, right? When you're about to harvest, when it's damp a lot, right? Because it will go moldy, the pot plants, so that it's a double-edged sword on that getting a disease, right? Because you got a lot of moisture and it's not drying out on the pot plants, which will create the mold, but it will also could, if you're doing it in a trellis kind of situation, get some mildew, you know what I mean? Or something from the pot plants. I could see something like that, right? So that's why I leave them, gonna do it, leave on the ground, the tomato plants on the ground, and let the pot plants grow up.
Interesting.
So that there's
I think that's really interesting, Louis. Thank you for sharing that perspective, because I didn't think, and honestly, in books like this, you're not going to have the marijuana information. It's so far out of the gardening thing here in America, because you can't really, obviously people grow it, but it's illegal. So even in states where it is legal, it's still federally illegal. So it's not something that people are growing regularly in their backyard. So
Yeah, well, I got 3 years of learning how to do it, and last year was my best year for pot, and every year has gotten better since I've started gardening, right?
Nice.
The first year I might have gone 50 pounds. Last year I got almost 700 pounds.
Oh, wow.
You know,
Wow.
from all, yeah. So that's saying something, but I've always expanded my gardens, right? So,
Yeah.
but still, even at that, my first, where I first put my first bed, it's still doing better. It's producing better.
Interesting.
So that's got to say something. Right?
Yeah.
But I know a guy that's been growing pot for like 20 some odd years now, and whatever I've learned last year in Shed Wars, and kind of thinking about it, sitting and thinking on stuff, right? If I'm having this good progress this year, like last year,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna try to do it again or some of it again this year, right?
Yeah.
So, I'm putting some thought into it now because like I'm rototilling my garden, mixing everything in, right? So I'm planning out my garden, where I'm gonna plant stuff, right? Because I learned so much last year that it wasn't even funny. Like I've got a map to my property now where everything is.
Well, that's cool.
So
Thank you for sharing that, seriously, because that is really good. That's good information. And okay. So we were talking about tomatoes. I'm curious because we're going to be planting our tomatoes here soon. And this is why I do like to do companion gardening, because I, believe it or not, even though I'm expanding my garden, I don't really have that much space. Like, it doesn't seem like it. Um, anyway, but I'm curious as to what will go with what plants will like this, what plants will like that. And so, there's certain things right here that tomatoes will protect asparagus against the asparagus beetle. So there is one. Um, and basically, oh, that's really good. Tomatoes are compatible with chives, onions, parsley, marigold, nasturtium, and carrots. And for several years, they had planted garlic bulbs between the tomato plants to protect them from spider mites. Stinging nettle grows nearby and improves keeping qualities. Interesting. And red root pigweed in small quantities is also beneficial. One thing I did also learn, and it's not in this book, is that chamomile works as like an anti-fungus. So if you grow that as well in between your tomato plants, your tomatoes will more than likely not get fungus and stuff like that on them. The issues I've had in the past is I would get heirloom, and I don't hate heirloom to anything. I think heirlooms are amazing. They have wonderful stories. I think that's why I love Baker Creek so much, because you get that book, that magazine that comes once a year, and you read it and it like tells you the history. I'm a huge history person. So it tells you the history of every seed, where it came from, the King Tut peas, and I just think it's absolutely amazing. However, it's a lot of the heirloom seeds are not protected. So if you grow them and you're growing them organically, you have to grow more, because there is a good chance that you're not going to get a good yield because bugs are going to eat them, or something's going to happen to them, or they're going to get a fungus, or and for years, 2 years in a row, I grew Amish paste, heirloom tomato, and I love them. They're freaking huge, and you get a lot of tomato out of it. But after the next year, we did the aspirin spray, which is from the beginning, which is supposed to protect Basically, it sends off a warning signal in your plant. And what it does then is it basically sends your tomato plant on high alert so that it rejects bugs and funguses and all that kind of stuff. Like it sends it on a high alert. You have to do it from the beginning though. And aspirin is 100% natural as long as you don't get like an aspirin that has like a decongestant or something like that in it. You don't want that. You have to get all natural, just regular aspirin. Nothing weird about it. Or you can use willow branches and you could soak those in water because obviously aspirin comes from willow. So you can get willow branches, soak them in water, and then use that water to spray on your tomatoes. It'll work the same. But it will help that. But it did not work. It did not work for me. After a while, then I wasn't getting enough tomatoes. So that's why I went to a hybrid. I started doing research though. Okay, a hybrid and a shit hits the fan situation is not going to do you any good. It's still food. You can still grow it. You can still collect the seeds, but you're not going to get the same tomato. And that's the problem with hybrids. But at the same time, they have grown them to, they have modified them to the point where they reject bugs, reject fungus, whatever, all different kinds of tomato diseases and stuff that can come from the ground, all different kinds of stuff. So that's why I have been buying hybrids. And I buy that Grandero, which I get from Johnny Seeds. I bought them again. So we have more of them and we're planting them again this year. I seriously, if it wasn't for that tomato, I would have only done 200 pounds last year in Shed Wars because, the global gardening community. Yeah, homesteading community. They changed the name. So I probably would have only did 200 pounds because my Amish paste year after year just was not cutting it. And we still grow heirlooms. We love Kellogg's breakfast. That is one of the ones that my husband absolutely loves. I don't like tomatoes, so I don't eat them. However, they do make incredible sauces. And that Grandero, like when you make a sauce out of that, it literally tastes like ragu. And you don't even have to do anything to it. You don't have to add sugar. You don't have to do it. It's an amazing tomato. So we've stuck with that and it's worked for us. So do what's good for you guys and your environment. But if you live in an area that has high humidity, heirlooms might not be, what you want. So just do your research. Grow big and go home. Or go home. Is that what you mean?
Yeah, that's the thing.
I don't want to grow big.
The biggest thing is it's not. I've learned through the farming industry. It's not so you got to grow what you can grow in your area because there are things that will grow really good up here in Canada, but then there's things that will grow, but not as good as if it was somewhere else. Because I grow ginger and turmeric here. Now, it would be unrealistic for me to say I'll get a nice big chunk of ginger off of a ginger plant like you see in the grocery mall. It's not going to happen up here in Canada. But I can still grow it and get a piece of ginger, one ginger plant, about a quarter of that size. You know what I mean? Yeah. The temperature isn't heat because it takes 10 months, right? Yeah. You got to be in Florida or somewhere like that to grow it where you get that kind of heat and humidity and whatever else you need, right, for it. You know what I mean? Right. So, but I can still grow it, just not as well as, fishes and loaves, right? Yeah.
Yeah, because they are in a
I got
totally different garden zone than
trees
most of the
here.
people in the United States. Yeah.
I got a couple of lemon trees up here. One's 3 years old now. Will it
Hmm.
fruit? I don't, but I can grow it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. So something to think about, guys. Also, okay, a lot of people also don't know this. But if you're new to gardening, you probably don't know this, but heirloom seeds, if you collect them every year from your garden, they will adapt to your soil. They will adapt to your environment and they will adapt to your soil. That's why it's so important to collect your own seeds versus just buying them. Because if you just buy your seeds, those seeds are not adapted to your soil. They're adapted to wherever they were growing. So
Yeah.
that is another thing. We had done that as well, but it's it's inevitable. We still got lots of fungus and weird stuff. Towards the end of the year, my tomato plants were turning black. And they weren't doing good at all. So I had to go with a hybrid. I can't afford not to have tomatoes. So it worked out good. It's just
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
do love
Uh,
the heirlooms. However, the hybrids worked better for us. So
yeah, that's another thing, right? Like you were talking about buy, collecting seeds and they're going to be used to the soil and this, that, and the other. That's what I did with my ginger and my turmeric, right? Just took a chunk or a stem off the turmeric and replanted it, right, with some of the roots and that.
yeah.
And I broke a piece of ginger off and replanted it. And I'm hoping I'm not expecting anything, but it's kind of an experiment in a way to see if that soil, if it'll grow any bigger. If I go say from a quarter of the size of a piece of ginger in the grocery mall to like a third, that's a bonus. I'm hoping for that, right?
Yeah.
Because at least it's used to, now to the climate here.
Yeah. That's right. Yes,
But
CR,
how
you
much
have heard
bigger?
that before because it is true. The seeds will adapt to your environment after over a period of time. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
This summer, like I've already got all the seeds I can handle for this year. I don't have to buy any seeds right now. Like I could, onions or something like that, right? But I'm going to be buying all my seeds this summer for next year, so that
Yeah.
they can sit here for the summer and kind of get climatized to the weather here, and they'll be sitting in our right. So, I got 4 bags of potatoes that are sitting and drying out right now. And then I got another one I got in the middle of the winter and or the beginning of the winter, and it's got stems on it already, like 2 or 3 feet long.
Interesting.
So they're ready to be planted.
Yeah.
Well, I can get my potato in this week if I really wanted to. So I got like 50 pounds of that to planted.
That's good. I want to thank you guys for coming into the chat. We had CR, Hedgehog, Star. Thank you guys for being here. I think Chris Wyatt came in for a second. And Ginger Ninja, thank you so much. Green Granny, thank you so much. Thank you for continuing your membership. I appreciate it. If anybody wants to come up and they want to, go into this even further with me, you can do that. It's a really interesting topic. But it's just good to read up on what goes with tomatoes when you're trying to plant. Hey, old ways. Aw, it's so good to see you in here. We love you. Thank you so much for being in
I
here.
think Janice or somebody there, somebody I can't remember, said basil was good to go with tomatoes.
Yes. Yeah, it is. And I got a ton. That's what I was like kind of, I don't know. I don't know if I want to do that this year. I have a whole tray of basil that I had planted though. I'm like, or that had started.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, so do been pruning off of them as they grow.
one thing it says in this book is do not plant your tomatoes with potatoes because tomatoes render them more susceptible to potato blight. So you definitely don't want to plant your tomatoes and potatoes together, which makes a lot of sense.
No, I got a real good yield on my potatoes last year, and they're all in containers, like tires, uh, 45 half. I cut 45-gallon barrels in half, the plastic ones.
Yeah.
Rubbermaid totes. I got even a laundry sink, and this year I kind of spreaded them out because if you see my videos, some of my videos from this year, there's a little space, and I got to still plan. I'll do a video on it, but there's a little space. I done it so there's a little space in between some of the tires and the Rubbermaid, so I can get a couple of potatoes in between there.
Yeah.
So I got pounds, right? So I even got tractor tires, right? So and a kiddie pool, right? I got like 70 pounds last year, right? Off of maybe 20 or 30 pounds worth of potatoes. So, and I probably found another 10 pounds when I was digging up the dirt. So, which was nice.
Yeah, that is really cool. If anybody wants to come up, here is the link.
Get back on it.
You can talk about tomato, whatever. Just come on up if you want. I don't care. Yes, just have to show your face. I know Lewis personally, so like not personally, but I know him. So making a cake for my birthday girl. She's turning 2 today. That is awesome, Shawnee. I love it. My son, he went to school today. Oh my gosh, he had an exhausting day yesterday. He really did. We were trying to exhaust him because we're trying to get him to like go to sleep at a reasonable time, and it's been hard and stuff like that. So yesterday we worked outside and my husband tilled up part of the garden area because we have expanded. And then Fred was out there playing in the dirt, having a good old time. And then we left and we went and got something to eat. We went to a place that had a salad bar. Hey, sheepies. Thank you for coming in. Aw. Sheepies is in my carrot challenge, y'all. You need to go over there and check him out. And see how he's growing his carrots. Thank you for being here. And boom, moderator. Thank you. So anyway, we were trying to exhaust him. He was out there, just got up the plot and saw you were live. Aw. Well, thank you. Thank you for coming in. So we tried to exhaust him as much as we could.
Yeah,
he loved the salad bar, but he didn't eat anything from it. They had like puddings and stuff like that. So I gave him some goldfish, some puddings, like he wouldn't eat anything and off of it. And then we went to a state park, and we walked. And he was just exhausted, picking up all the sticks. And then we came back home, and we didn't let him we didn't let him back in the house. We let him play, and my husband wanted to mow the lawn, so he rode on the lawnmower for about a good hour, and he was just absolutely exhausted. And like he was exhausted at the end of the day. But yeah, so we had a good day yesterday. It was good.
I guess last year I expanded my garden there, and it was in a grass. It was just to go around my potatoes, but there was some grass there, and I left the grass, everything alone, right?
Yeah.
I put wood shavings down for like 4 horses, and I put horse manure down, and then I put a whole bunch of leaves and ashes down, and I'm just rototillery that stuff, right? So
Yeah.
no dirt, no nothing there this year, because the grass will help be the nutrients that you need. The
nitrogen.
Yeah, thank you. Right, because some farmers, what they'll do now, I'm going by what you guys in Shed Wars have taught me last year. But I do a lot of it. What I do is farmer style, I guess you could say. Mixed with home gardening, right?
Mhm.
Very little. But farmers, when they go to break ground for a new, like say 100 acres, where they've had sheep grazing or cows grazing or whatever, but they don't need, they go to sell that herd or whatever, and they want it for corn or whatever for crops, and it's all grass. They'll turn that right over, leave the grass, everything, turn it over, add manure to it, turn it over, add manure to it, turn it over in the fall, and let it sit for the winter, add some more manure to it, and then turn it over one more good time,
Mhm.
and then their disker to it, and then go and seed it after, like in the spring,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
It to get a lot of nitrogen,
Right. Does. And it's actually really good.
So
Like
it's
we put a lot of last year we had bought a bunch of soil and filled some of the beds and stuff that we had, and it was horrible soil. Like I tested the soil and it had like 0 in it. It was nothing. And so my husband took one of the beds and filled it with leaves and grass and and all of this stuff, and then put an accelerator on it, a compost accelerator. And we just let it go. We just let it go. It spent like half the year just sitting there. And so then we, revealed it and it was high in nitrogen. You could tell it was pretty interesting soil. And then we put a bunch of corn and sunflowers in there, and they are known to suck up the nitrogen in your soil. And this year our bed is perfect. The soil is like black almost. It's absolutely gorgeous soil, and it took a minute to get it there and a lot of just waiting, but it worked out. It worked in our favor.
Yeah.
And that is probably one of the best beds that we have as far as growing things in it, because it is it's awesome. It's just really good. It's really good soil.
Yeah.
JT.
Yeah, that's one of the big
GTJ or Crows, Alaska. I'm just gonna start calling you Alaska. Thank you for coming in. It's a tongue twister for me. Thanks for coming in. I appreciate you. And yes, if you're in the carrot challenge, guys, get your carrots in as soon as you can. August is the cutoff date, like as far as like the end of the carrot challenge. I think it's like August 2nd is what I said. So get it in, get them in as soon as possible. And it takes, like Sheepy said, it takes a minute for those huge carrots to grow. So Make your videos, do, show us how you're planting your carrots. And then, towards the end, make sure you do a length and a weight as far as your carrots are concerned. And we will choose the winners in August. Garden State Gardener is hoping to start this weekend for the carrot challenge. Awesome. Gardener State Gardener said he was going to do a giveaway for that as well. And so are we. So he will, I think he said seeds, and I had it written down here and I can't remember right now, the top of my head. Seeds. So you will get some seeds from Garden State Gardener, and you will get something from us as well. So yeah, it's going to be exciting, y'all. And we got our big carrot started getting ready to start. It's about this big. My carrots are heavy, are up, but not the long ones yet. But the heavy are inside at home. Awesome. Yes, 10 packs of seeds from MI Gardener. That is what Garden State Gardener is going to give out. So thank you so much for doing that, Garden State Gardener. Thank you for helping me and supporting my channel. You're an amazing person, and I absolutely love you. So thank you so much for doing that. And thank you for still being a member of my channel. I appreciate it. But yeah, I'm excited about this carrot challenge. It's going to be great. And we have a lot of things going on. So I'm excited. I was going to plant carrots. I haven't had time. Okay. My carrots, not for the carrot challenge. Okay. For one, it was stormy, windy, nasty. I mean, we didn't have power for like twice in a row. It was like crazy. And then now it's so hot. Like, I don't want to plant carrots right now because carrots don't even germinate past 60 degrees. So I'm like, I hope I'm not too late. I want to get out there and plant some, but it's like, the weather is frustrating me. Like, feels like it's summertime right now. It's like it's going to be 80 today. And that is like so rare for this time of year. So I would love some of those carrots you're growing, but they won't post to UK. It's like the turnip seeds all over again. Oh, I'm sorry. Well, I wonder why. That is really weird. I don't know. What I would do, Sheepy, is Garden State Gardener can work wonders as far as shipping things to people. So I would get with him and see if you can get some of those turnips and some of those carrot seeds shipped to you through Garden State Gardener and see what he can do for you, because he does a lot of things like that, and he can maneuver around things. So pass the heat into Canada. Yeah, for reals. It's been yesterday. I got sunburned yesterday. You can tell, like, I got sunburned. And it was the first time, like, usually the first time I'm out in the sun for the first time, like that, I get sunburned. And I even wore sunscreen yesterday. So, yeah.
Yeah, like that here in Canada. What CR is talking about right now. It's already 70 degrees. I just got all the way, and they're 70 degrees right now.
I'm having a hard time hearing you because you're digital right now. I'm sorry. Adventures with Outdoor Eagle, thank you for coming in. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
It's already 70 degrees right now.
Ooh.
And yesterday this time it was 72 degrees.
Wow. Yeah, Lewis sounds a little bit like a robot right now. His internet goes in and out. I got the turnips finally, but because of the Brexit, they had to go to Ireland first and then to England. Oh, Lord. Yeah. Yeah. Sheepy's Garden State Gardener might be able to help you. So just check with him and see what he can do for you. Adventures with Outdoor, you're welcome. Yes, welcome. Welcome. Thank you. Appreciate you. I hope you guys are enjoying those memberships to my channel. I have videos. I'm a whole membership only thing. So enjoy that and take advantage. We'll start my carrots when I can and we'll tag you in it. It's going to be a while. I get it. I know what you're going through right now, and prayers for you. I love you, and I hope and pray that everything works in your favor. So, time for another batch of seed starting now. Yeah. I'm not finished with my seed starting because, sorry, I'm so uncomfortable. There we go. Seed starting, I am so excited because I got to get this is my first year, but I'm going to try and grow watermelon this year. Hey, Bert, thank you for coming in. Appreciate you. Bert is a new member to my channel from the Philippines. So thank you so much for being here. I found these Boston Marrow seeds, which the Boston Marrow is a squash. It's kind of like a Hubbard squash. It gets freaking huge. Like, I'm talking like 40 pounds. So I'm going to plant that in our other space. Our dream was to expand all the way up to the greenhouse, but we had that space in between for my son when he was really little because we didn't want him to escape and go into the yard and, and stuff like that. So we had all of his toys and stuff in there. Well, he doesn't even ever play in there now. He doesn't ever play in there. So we took all of his stuff out. We tilled up the soil. My husband laid the garden fabric last night. And we are going to plant the Boston Marrow in there. And then I'm also going to plant my watermelon. So I'm really, really hoping that it works because I want a good watermelon. I want one for my own garden. And I got these ones, I can't star something or another. They're black watermelon, kind of. They're real dark. And I'm excited. Yeah, it's going to be cool. I can't remember what it's called, and I don't have my seeds. Hold on. I'll get my seeds and I'll show you. Hold on 1 second. Hi, Sarah Boss. Okay, these are my seeds for this year. So this is insane, right? But when you are a seedaholic, this is what you do, right? Are you growing any? I'm not growing the miniature ones. Let me see if I can find. Oh, Lord, this is a mess. What is this? That's Johnny's. I had this in order. Now things are just stuffed in here. So now I don't know where they are. Here it is. It is called the Black Diamond watermelon. And they kind of look smaller. So that is what I'm going to plant. These are an heirloom, I believe. Yes. Yeah, it says the direct sow 1 to 2 weeks after last frost. They will germinate in 7 to 10 days. I'm excited. I really am about these. They look amazing. We got Armenian cucumbers. We're going to try again. I also have, this is funny. This is really funny. I got these from Burpee. These are called Yellow Doll hybrids. These are a watermelon too, but it's a yellow watermelon. So I went to the market last year, just like a regular farmer's market. And I saw the Yellow Doll hybrid watermelon at the market. And I was like, I was going to grow that, you know? I was kind of excited. So I'm like, I bought one because I really wanted to know what it tasted like. Freaking amazing, guys. Freaking amazing. It's just, I can't wait to grow it. I have all these sunflowers. I have all this stuff. This is everything I'm growing this year. And I'm super excited about it. And half of this is already sprouted and in the ground. So I can't wait. And I got a ton of carrot seeds from Johnny Seeds that I plan on growing as well. So I got tons of stuff. I just got to get out there and do it. But my cleaning up of the garden, things needed to get cleaned up. And I kind of figured out what this weed was in my garden. I had this nasty weed. I would pull it and it vined. It's apparently some kind of morning glory. Sorry, I'm getting my plants confused. And so it was like some kind of really nasty weed. And so I was in my oregano bed yesterday forever, just yanking that crap out. Where did you get your seeds at? What seeds were you talking about? The squash. The squash I got, where did I get? Oh, I got it from Baker Creek. And if I can find it, sorry, this seed thing, I did have this in order and then they all got shoved in here. So give me a second. I'll find it. Maybe I will. I also have some Market More cucumbers that I wanted to plant. I'm a huge cucumber fanatic. It's like my favorite vegetable. And one of my favorite vegetables. I mean, there really isn't a vegetable that I won't eat. Some of them are just, but let's see if I can find it in here. I know I got it through Baker Creek. And I don't see it. I can't find it. I'll find a picture of it for you and I'll put it up. Instead of searching in there. Give me a second. Let me share. But it's a freaking huge squash. I was doing a lot of reading up on it. And this woman said it took her about 3 hours to carve. And it's freaking huge. And here it is right here. Sharing. So I'm excited to have this space because that way I can, do you guys see it? Isn't that huge? Here's probably a better, look at that. Freaking huge, man. It seems your seeds had a party. That is why your seeds are a mess now. Yeah, well, we did a lot of planting, so that's why. We did a lot of starting and stuff, so it's a little disorganized. That would be groovy. Oh, you did say that was a Baker Creek. Yes, it is. I got it through Baker Creek. I hope it's a good squash and not like a bad one because I have a ton. By the way, butternut squash is the best. If you've ever grown a butternut squash, like people say that it's a survival food because what you can do then is you can harden it off. And I've literally had this butternut squash. I have 3 of them in my basement from last year, and there's nothing wrong with them. So as long as you harden them off, they will keep forever. So fried cucumbers. I never had that. Well, deep fried. Yeah, I've had deep fried ones and they're good. There used to be this place down the street, not down the street, but in the same town, and they would do deep fried pickles. And I'm telling you what, they were good. Thank you, and thank you for coming in, Shift Kicker. Appreciate you. Oh, I just got rid of the wrong screen.
Shift Kicker.
Thanks for coming in, Shift Kicker. Yeah, I love cucumbers. My favorite, and I'll tell you what, when I was pregnant, my favorite thing to eat was cucumber salad. Like, I ate that all the time. It's the only thing I wanted to eat, really. That, and I craved chicken noodle soup when I was pregnant, like constantly. Chicken noodle soup and cucumber salad. Those are the things that I wanted the most of. Crazy. But yeah, that squash, like I said, it can get up to about 40 pounds. And somebody on one of the side chats or something like that said that it literally took them about 3 hours to carve and to like get it ready to like eat and roast and stuff. So something to think about. And I'm hoping it adds to my weight for Shed Wars this year. Not Shed Wars. It's no longer called Shed Wars. It's the Global Gardening Homestead Community. I'm losing it. I'm losing it. I know what it's called, but I can't help it. It's always been Shed Wars to me. So I'm excited about that. Yeah, and I bought my seed from Baker Creek. So a cat got into the only plant I managed to not kill from seed. Dang. Oh, that sucks. That sucks. You know, there are certain things that I know I suck at growing. And I try to be better at it. Brassicas are one thing that I totally suck at growing. And I don't know if it's because I suck at growing it or if it's because I don't use pesticides or anything like that. So I'm an organic gardener. And so broccoli, cauliflower, those type of things, I totally suck at growing. So, and they're one of my favorite vegetables. I just can't do it. However, celery, I kick ass at growing celery. I mound that up to blanch it. And I tell you what, I had 20 pounds of celery last year. It was awesome. And they were like huge. They were like this big. I can't even do it. They were like this big. And I took one to my mom. And I said, Mom, I'm like, here, I brought you over some celery. And she's like, her eyes were like this big. She's like, can I only take half? My mom's weird. Can I only have half of that? That's too big, she said. I'm going to go, but have an awesome day. Oh, thank you, Sarah Boss. Thank you for coming in. It's nice to have people local in my chat. I appreciate you. A cat didn't touch my other plants, only the peppers I was trying to grow from seed. I may be able to save the one. Oh, I'm sorry. You still got time on your peppers, though, depending. Now, if they're super hots, some of the super hots take about 100 days. But if they're like bell peppers or something, you may still have time to start them again and try again. So, and keep your cat away. Oh, well, thank you, Bert. Thanks for coming in. I appreciate you. And thank you for joining the chat today. Okay, so we have tapped into it, but I didn't want to make a big deal out of it because I think Cosmics are going to do something. But we talked about using copper in the beds and stuff. So today sometime I'm going to go to the hardware store and I'm going to get a copper pipe and have it cut into 12-foot sections. And I'm going to put it in one of my beds and kind of do an experiment to see if the copper works. So look into that and see if copper is right for you. And I'm going to put it in one of my beds and see if maybe my vegetables get bigger or if something happens, I'm curious about that. I have to get ready for work. Oh, okay. Thank you, Alaska, for coming in. Appreciate you. Yeah, I'm definitely a seedaholic. Like that's just the seeds I'm growing this year. I have 2 huge photo boxes filled with seeds of all different types of things. I even have coffee seeds. Like, what the hell am I going to do with coffee seeds? I don't know. And I had this weird, like, one year I had this weird epiphany that I was going to grow bananas. And I wanted to get them started and then like keep them in the house or something. But that never happened either. So, so yes, I'm a seed collector. I never had a butternut soup. That's interesting. Yeah, I have 3 butternut squashes in my basement, so I need to do something with them. Now, one time I made them sweet, like a sweet potato, and I put brown sugar and stuff on them. It was okay. I think I was expecting more of a sweet potato taste, and it wasn't like that. So I think I'm going to try savory this next time around. Maybe dice it up with some sausage or something and see if it tastes better. I don't know. I wasn't really raised on squash. So it's a different type of taste for me. Like, I wasn't raised on zucchini either. And so I grew zucchini last year and we made zucchini patties. And that was actually really good. And I used like instant mashed potatoes to kind of keep them together. And then we fried them on the grill. And that was really, really good. But yeah, I just need to expand my vegetable horizons for sure. All right. Did anybody have anything else that they wanted to add today? I do want to thank you guys for seriously coming in and supporting my channel. And I really appreciate it. Like, I cannot believe I'm at 1,600 subscribers. It's really been a long road. And it's been a struggle. Like, I feel like every subscriber I have fought for. I don't know why I feel that way, but I feel like I have. So I'm at 1,600. This is just like a little over halfway to 2,000. I'm hoping to get at 2,000. Maybe by the end of the year. We'll see. Don't know if that will happen. I'm pushing more content. I'm making more videos. I have a couple more videos that I need to put out. So I'm doing that. There's a lot more going on this year because I'm expanding my garden. There's a lot more stuff to talk about. And oh, okay, Old Ways. Thank you for coming in, honey. We love you. And so I got a lot more going on this year. And I'm expanding my food forest as well. So I'm planting a lot of cool things in there. Yeah, so it's going to be a wild year. And I hope you guys are there for every second of it to watch and to learn. And it's a lot of fun too. Keep losing Lewis. Sorry, Lewis. You can get there. You have a great community. Well, thank you, Bert. Thank you. Yes, my community is awesome. And yeah, I love you guys for real. I can't wait for every second of it. Yeah, I'm excited too. It's growing season. And seed it grow with you. Yeah, seed it grow. CR, you're so cheesy. I love it. All right. Well, thank you guys for coming to Turdsday, 10 a.m. Usually on Thursdays. Now, sometimes I can make it. Sometimes I can't make it. I will let people know in my community tab what I can and cannot do. So you're not just like wandering around aimlessly, like wondering if I will go live or if I'm not going live. I usually keep people posted. My schedule is up. By the way, I'm doing the Blue Ribbon Cannon show tomorrow afternoon, and I have a wonderful topic. And my topic, I'm sorry, you guys, I'm losing it. I wrote it down. 5 lies I tell myself about canning. And that will be tomorrow afternoon at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Come and join me and Tammy from Rebel Canners. Tammy has a huge community on Facebook with about 100,000 subscribers. Huge. And she is starting to really grow on YouTube as well. So be a part of the Rebels and be a Rebel Canner, and join us tomorrow at noon. And we have a lot of exciting news to tell everybody as well. Can't wait to tell everybody. Ah! So excited. So thank you guys for coming in. And Lewis, it looks like a beautiful day in Canada. So enjoy your weather today. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thank you guys for coming in. Don't forget, if you're a member, take advantage of all the membership perks. I have a whole line of videos for you guys. If you want to watch, you can do that. And we will see you all tomorrow at noon. Thank you so much for coming in. Bye, guys.
Later.